Imagine a law book written over 1,500 years ago. Its pages filled with rules and ideas that would echo through the centuries. It might sound unbelievable, but those ancient words are still shaping the rules behind your digital contracts and online purchases today, every time you tap agree or sign up for a new service. The Justinian Code, created in the heart of ancient Constantinople, is the hidden ancestor of many legal systems worldwide, even the ones that govern your smartphone and the apps you use every day. Its revolutionary ideas about contracts, ownership, and fairness have outlasted empires and languages, quietly guiding our modern world and influencing how we interact, trade, and resolve disputes. This wasn't just a set of rules for its time, it was a complete rethinking of law. Organized, logical, and accessible, designed to bring order to a complex society and make justice understandable for everyone. The code became the blueprint for countless legal systems, connecting us to the distant past and forming the backbone of modern law in ways we rarely notice. Next time you accept terms and conditions, remember, those legal ideas have traveled centuries to reach your screen, shaping the agreements you make with just a tap. Its influence stretches far beyond Europe, shaping laws in South America, Africa, and Asia, touching the lives of billions and adapting to new cultures and challenges. The problems people faced in the 6th century, property, contracts, rights, are the same issues we deal with today, just in a new context, proving that some questions are truly timeless. Understanding where our rules come from helps us understand who we are and why we value fairness, order, and justice in our societies. Let's dive into the story of Justinian's Code and see how the past is still alive in our present, shaping the invisible rules that guide our digital lives every day. Meet Emperor Justinian I, a ruler whose name echoes through the corridors of history. He was the visionary mind behind a legal revolution that would shape the world for centuries to come. Born in the rugged Balkans, Justinian rose from humble beginnings, overcoming obstacles and adversity, to rule the mighty Eastern Roman Empire, what we now call the Byzantine Empire. Justinian was relentless in his pursuits, earning the legendary nickname, the Emperor Who Never Sleeps, for his tireless ambition and boundless energy. His dream was bold and all-encompassing. He wanted to reunite the Roman world under one emperor, one church, and one law, restoring the glory of Rome. Alongside his influential and brilliant wife, Empress Theodora, Justinian launched daring military campaigns, built the breathtaking Hagia Sophia, a marvel of architecture, and championed sweeping social reforms that changed lives. But Justinian understood that true and lasting power came from justice, not just from military conquest or grand buildings. He saw the empire's legal system as chaotic, confusing, and deeply unfair, a tangled mess that desperately needed order and clarity. For Justinian, creating a unified code of law was more than a political project. It was a sacred duty, a mission to bring justice to his people. He wanted a legal system so clear, logical, and fair that it would endure for generations, shaping societies long after his reign. This bold vision sparked one of history's most important and ambitious legal projects, changing the course of law forever. Let's dive in and see how Justinian accomplished this monumental feat. By Justinian's time, Roman law was a confusing maze. Imagine searching for a rule in a library with 1,000 years of unorganized, contradictory books. Laws overlapped, experts disagreed, and justice felt random, often favoring the powerful. For ordinary people, resolving disputes was a nightmare. The legal system was scattered across ancient codes, Senate decrees, imperial edicts, and scholarly opinions. Even the experts couldn't agree, making the law unpredictable. Justinian saw this chaos as a threat to his empire's stability. He knew that to restore Rome's glory, he needed more than armies, he needed clarity. The solution: create a single, authoritative source of law for everyone. It was time to turn 1,000 years of legal confusion into something new and lasting. Justinian assembled a team of the empire's brightest legal minds, led by Tribonian, to tackle the legal chaos. Their first task sift through centuries of imperial laws, keeping what worked and discarding what didn't. In just over a year, they produced the Codex Justinianus, the empire's new official rulebook. Next, they tackled the writings of ancient legal scholars, condensing millions of lines into a single, organized collection. The result, the Digest, a 50-book anthology of Rome's greatest legal wisdom. They also created the Institutes, a clear textbook for training new lawyers and judges. Finally, they compiled the Novellae, a collection of Justinian's own new laws. Together, these works replaced the old, chaotic system with a unified legal code. It was a total legal reset for the empire. Justinian's vision was becoming reality. The Justinian's body of civil law was organized into 4 powerful parts. First, a collection of valid imperial laws, covering everything from government to private life. Second, the distilled wisdom of Rome's greatest legal minds, explaining the principles behind the laws. Third, a clear, accessible textbook for law students, ensuring the next generation understood the new system. Fourth, the Justinian's new laws, showing the code could adapt to changing times. This 4-part system was more than a rulebook. It was a living, evolving legal library. It covered contracts, property, inheritance, and justice itself. It became the most comprehensive legal system the world had ever seen. Its structure and clarity set a new standard for law. Justinian's Code was built to last, and it did. But its journey was just beginning. After Justinian's death, his code faded from Western Europe, overshadowed by local customs and simpler laws. But around 1070, a complete manuscript of it was rediscovered in Italy, reigniting interest in Roman law. This sparked a legal revolution. Universities like Bologna became centers for studying Justinian's Code. Scholars called glossators pored over the texts, adapting them for their own time. That became the foundation for a new logical legal system across Europe. Students trained in Roman law spread these ideas to courts and governments everywhere. The Code's revival replaced trial by ordeal with justice based on evidence and reason. It laid the groundwork for modern European legal systems. The forgotten code was back and ready to reshape the world. The revival of Justinian's Code created a legal superhighway across Europe. Roman law merged with local customs, forming the common law of continental Europe. This tradition became the backbone of legal systems from Italy to Germany and beyond. Napoleon's legal reforms drew heavily from Justinian's principles, creating the Napoleonic Code. Napoleon's armies spread this code across Europe, and its influence endured even after his defeat. Today, the civil law tradition rooted in Justinian's work is the most widespread legal system on the planet. It shapes laws in Europe, Latin America, Africa, Asia, even places like Japan and Louisiana. The structure of modern courtrooms and legal codes owes much to this ancient legacy. Justinian's legal superhighway still connects the world. Justinian's Code isn't just ancient history, it's part of your daily life, shaping the world around you in ways you might not even realize. The basic rules of contracts, offer, acceptance, agreement, come straight from the principles first set down in Justinian's time, forming the backbone of how we do business and make promises today. Whether you're buying a coffee, renting an apartment, or starting a new job, these ancient ideas are at work, ensuring fairness and clarity in every deal. The concept of private property, and the law's protection of your right to own and use things, is a Roman legacy that still safeguards your home, your car, and your personal belongings. Even the phrase, "possession is 9/10 of the law," has roots in these ancient debates, reflecting how Roman law influenced our understanding of ownership and disputes. Justinian's insistence on clear written laws inspired the modern idea of the rule of law. Everyone is subject to the same rules applied fairly, no matter their status or background. The structure of today's civil law codes, covering persons, property, and obligations, mirrors Justinian's careful organization, making laws easier to understand and follow. His vision helped create a legal system that could adapt and endure, guiding societies for centuries. The code opens with a timeless definition. Justice is the constant and perpetual will to render to each his due, a principle that still inspires judges and lawmakers. This ancient wisdom continues to remind us that justice is not just about rules, but about fairness and respect for every individual. That idea of fairness still guides our legal systems, shaping how we resolve conflicts and protect rights. From digital contracts to your rights as a citizen, Justinian's Code echoes in the 21st century, connecting the ancient world to our modern lives in surprising ways. The past is always closer than you think, quietly shaping the laws and freedoms you rely on every day. The story of Justinian's Code is a journey across 1,500 years, from ancient Constantinople to your smartphone. It's proof that history isn't just old stories, it's a living force shaping our world. Justinian's ambition was to create a legal system that would last forever, and in a way, it has. His code survived empires, wars, and centuries of change, passed down like a precious heirloom. The search for justice that began in his courtrooms continues in ours today. Progress often comes from refining the best ideas of the past, not just inventing new ones. That is a reminder that the past is a treasure map, full of clues to understanding our world. Every story you learn is another step on that journey. Thanks for joining me. Stay curious and keep exploring the echoes of history. Until next time.